What's going on, everybody? Safar Sadek here. Man, when you're dealing with the Israelites, man, oh man, oh man, oh man, when it rains, it pours. But I'm gonna have to address this right here because the Most High had one of the brothers in my inner circle wake me up this morning and sent the thumbnail to that one about Jacob being evil. That one in Esau is not the white man. These are false teachings. And I'm going to go back into history and I'm going to show you line upon line, precept upon precept. See, when you do it like that right there, then you don't ever have to worry about somebody coming behind you like this and cleaning up messes. And I'm going into the book of Jasher to bring out a point that nobody ever brings out on this matter. But before I go into the book of Jasher, I'm going to validify it in the book, the 66 book King James Version Bible that most of you all are familiar with. And a lot of y'all are not familiar with the book of Jasher, but I'm going to show you that it is a valid book. Let's look at Joshua chapter 10, verse 13. And the sun stood still, and the moon stayed until the people had avenged themselves upon their enemies. Is not this written in the book of Jasher, which is in your 66 book Bibles? So the sun stood still in the midst of heaven and hasted not to go down about a whole day. That's the book of Joshua, chapter 10, verse 13. All right, let's look at the next one so that we have 2 and 3 witnesses. 2 Samuel chapter 1, verse 18. Also, he bade them teach the children of Judah the use of the bow. Behold, it is written in the book of Jasher. 2 Samuel chapter 1, verse 18. And the third one nobody ever brings out. 2 Timothy chapter 3, verse 8. Now Yans and Yambres withstood Moses, so do these also resist the truth. Men of corrupt minds reprobate concerning the faith. Oof. That's 2 Timothy chapter 3, verse 8. Well, who the hell is Yans and Yambres? Let's go to the book of Jasher, chapter 79, verse 27. And when they had gone, Pharaoh sent for Balaam the magician, and to Yans and Yambres his sons, and to all the magicians and conjurers and counselors which belongeth to the king, and they all came and sat before the king. These were the magicians that Moses was contending with, that you all heard about in the book of Genesis. So with these 3 witnesses right here, let it be established that the book of Jasher is valid. I'll see you in the next segment. Now, we're going to go to Jasher chapter 26, verses 12 through 17 to establish this, and then we're going to move on. And they all inquired of Ahiah concerning this matter, and they brought her word from Ahiah and told her, 2 children are in thy womb, and 2 nations shall rise from them. And one nation shall be stronger than the other, and the greater shall serve the younger. And when her days to be delivered were completed, she knelt down, and behold, there were twins in her womb, as the Lord had spoken to her. And the first, Esau, which is highlighted in red because these people are not white, they're really red, okay, came out red all over like a hairy garment. And all the people of the land called his name Esau, saying that this one was made complete from the womb. And after that came his brother, and his hand took hold of Esau's heel. Therefore, they called his name Jacob, or heel catcher, or supplanter. And Isaac, the son of Abraham, was 60 years old when he begat them. And the boys grew up to their 15th year, and they came amongst the society of men. Esau was a designing and deceitful man and an expert hunter in the field. Ain't nobody on this planet, no race of people on this planet more expert at hunting in the woods and stuff than the white man. Say what you want to. Ringo, I'm calling you out by name on this one because you done caused some mess here that need to be cleaned up. Yeah, I know you from New York or wherever, you're a city boy. You don't know nothing about the South or being out in the woods or this, that. That's understandable. Everybody can't be from the South like me. But Esau is the white man, whether you like it or not. And Jacob was a man perfect and wise, dwelling in tents, dwelling at the crib, feeding flocks and learning the instructions of the Lord and the commands of his father and mother. That's Joshua chapter 26, verses 12 through 17. So you put in the caption of your latest video that Jacob was evil because he broke the command. Which one? Chapter and verse. Which one? Line upon line, precept upon precept. Which one did he break? Because the commandments was given to Moses. They didn't come for almost 1,000 years later. What command did Jacob break? Okay. Let's switch gears here. Now, we're going to show y'all something that nobody goes and show. I'm sure some people have taught this, but not among Israel, because Israel too busy bullshitting and playing around. And don't go into the word like they need to. I'm going to show you the motivation when I get done with this. This is coming from Joshua chapter 27, verses 11 through 14. And this is key right here. And Esau took those garments and ran into the city on account of Nimrod's men. And he came into his father's house worried and exhausted from fight. And he was ready to die through grief when he approached his brother Jacob and sat before him. And he said unto his brother Jacob, Behold, I shall die this day, and wherefore then do I want the birthright? And Jacob acted wisely with Esau in this matter. You said he acted evil. Right here you said he acted wisely. What you talking about now? And Esau sold his birthright to Jacob, for it was so brought about by a hire. This is when it was done, right here. But you're going to get information here that you didn't get in Genesis in verses 13 and 14. And Esau's portion in the cave of the field of Machpelah, which Abraham had bought from the children of Heth for the possession of a burial ground, Esau also sold to Jacob, and Jacob bought all this from his brother Esau for value given. And Jacob wrote the whole of this in a book, and he testified the same with witnesses, and he sealed it, and the book remained in the hands of Jacob. Did you know about this, Ringo? If you do, brother, you in trouble, serious trouble. If you didn't know, then you need to take them 2 videos down you just put up. False teaching, man. All right, let's switch gears. But here's the problem with this. Neither one of these 2 knuckleheads told their parents about this and what they did. Remember, Esau was a designing and deceiving man. Jacob got what he wanted out of the deal, the birthright. So they were both wrong for not bringing this to their parents' attention. And as a result of that, I'm going to show you what happened. All right. Now we're going to go back to Genesis. Let's look at Genesis 25:28. And Isaac loved Esau because he did eat of his venison, but Rebekah loved Jacob. So you already see that the parents were biased between these 2. The father loved Esau, the so-called white people or red people. The Native Americans weren't red. They're not the red people. They were dark like we are. You go back and look at history, man. Look at some photographs and do what you got to do. But Rebekah loved Jacob. She was more partial to him. Now, let's look at Genesis. I'll give you the precept. It's in 27. I'm not going to keep doing all this scrolling up and down. And it came to pass that when Isaac was old and his eyes were dim, so that he could not see, he called Esau his eldest son and said unto him, my son. And he said unto him, behold, here I am. And he said, behold, now I am old, I know not the day of my death. Now therefore take, I pray thee, thy weapons, thy quiver, and thy bow, and go out to the field and take me some venison, and make me savory meat such as I love, and bring it to me that I may eat, that my soul may bless thee before I die. See, this is when Esau should have told his father what he had done. He didn't forget. No, he didn't. He didn't forget. I guarantee you he didn't forget. So he's wrong for not telling him right here that he had sold that stuff to Jacob. So that's where Esau is evil. Verse 5, and Rebekah heard when Isaac spake to Esau his son. And Esau went to the field to hunt for venison and to bring it. And Rebekah spake unto Jacob her son, saying, behold, I heard thy father speak unto Esau thy brother, saying, bring me venison and make me savory meat that I may eat and bless thee before the Lord before my death. Now, therefore, my son, obey my voice according to that which I command thee. Now, this is where Jacob was evil right here, not by breaking no commandments. He was evil for hiding the fact that Esau had already sold that blessing. Doing this type of work is not hard. It's all about your motive for doing this work. And I'm going to cover that at the end of this. Go now to the flock and fetch me from thence 2 good kids of the goats, and I will make them savory meat for thy father, such as he loveth. And thou shalt bring it to thy father, that he may eat, and that he may bless thee before his death. And Jacob said to Rebekah his mother, behold, Esau my brother is a hairy man, and I am a smooth man. My father peradventure will feel me, and I shall seem to him as a deceiver, and I shall bring a curse upon me and not a blessing. Well, you did bring a curse upon you by already having the blessing and not telling your parents and going along with this deception. That's where you were evil at, Jacob. Ringo, you should have brought this out. Verse 13, and his mother said unto him, upon me be thy curse, my son. Yeah, this is what happened when women get involved in shit, matters of men. This is the fucking problem. Here, right here, getting involved. The matter had already been established. But see, because women don't communicate, the Most High don't communicate with women like he do men, and they start thinking and listening and hearing shit, then they start acting out of pure emotion. So all of them except Isaac is wrong in this matter and are doing evil in this matter. Isaac is the true victim in this whole thing. So Ringo, what the fuck you talking about, man? Let's go ahead. Yeah, that's just like a woman. Let the curse be on me. Only obey my voice. Yep, there's the problem right there. And go fetch me them. And he went and fetched and brought them to his mother, and his mother made savory meat such as his father loved. Now, the devil is in the details. He told Esau to go out into the field to get venison. Venison and goat are not the same thing. Venison is deer. Goat is goat. See, even in her deception, she can't even follow instructions. But Ringo, you want to do reaction videos and talk shit about women being out of pocket. Why you didn't bring this out? Verse 15. And Rebekah took goodly raiment of her eldest son Esau, which were with her in the house. Of course, she's the mother. She's taking care of the damn clothes and stuff. And put them upon Jacob, her younger son. And she put the skins of the kids of the goats upon his hands and upon the smooth of his neck. And she gave the savory meat and bread which she had prepared into the hand of her son Jacob. Got him set up big time. Didn't even bring the right type of meat that the man wanted. Verse 18. See, and that's what's going on right now. These women don't want to cook for the men. But you didn't bring that out when you came in here, or did you come in? Because I didn't watch the videos. Them titles said it all right there. But I know you didn't come in here and break this down like this because you do reaction videos. But I'm going to get into that. Verse 18. And he came unto his father and said, my father. And he said, here I am. Who art thou, my son? See that? All of them took advantage of the man. Just like what's going on right now. And Jacob said unto his father, I am Esau, thy firstborn. Now, why are you going through this, Jacob? You already had the blessing. Why are you doing this? This is where you were evil at, right here. Not because you broke some commandment. If anything, the only commandment you broke was listening to your mother, like Adam listening to Eve. That's the only commandment you broke. Anything other than that, bullshit. I have done according as thou badest me. No, you didn't. Arise, I pray thee, sit and eat of my venison, that my soul may bless me. That's not venison. She goat. That's what it said in the scriptures. Damn. And Isaac said unto his son, how is it that thou hast found it so quickly, my son? His eyes might be dim, but his mind wouldn't go. And he said, because the Lord thy God brought it to me. That's the worst of all the evil right there. Putting it on the Most High. And Isaac said unto Jacob, come near, I pray thee, that I may feel thee, my son, whether thou be my very son Esau or not. Because remember, Isaac is partial of Esau. And Jacob went near unto Isaac his father, and he felt him and said, the voice is Jacob's voice, but the hands are the hands of Esau. Isaac saw through the bullshit. And he discerned him not because his hands were hairy, as his brother Esau's hands. So he blessed him. And didn't even need to. And he said, art thou my very son Esau? And he said, I am. Now he done not only lied on the Most High, and he lied to his father, listening to his mother in deception. Verse 25, and he said, bring it near to me, and I will eat of my son's venison, that my soul may bless thee. And he brought it near to him, and he did eat. And he brought him wine, and he did drink. See, he got him drunk, so he wouldn't say nothing about that goat meat. Because there's a huge distinction between goat meat and deer meat, for those of you that don't know. And his father Isaac said unto him, come near now, and kiss me, my son. And he came near and kissed him, and he smelled the smell of his raiment and blessed him and said, see, the smell of my son is as the smell of a field which the Lord hath blessed. Therefore, the Most High give thee the dew of heaven and the fatness of the earth and plenty of corn and wine. Let people serve thee and nations bow down to thee. Be Lord over thy brethren, and let thy mother's sons bow down to thee. Cursed be everyone that curseth thee, and blessed be he that blesseth thee. He got that from Abraham. Chapter 12. Genesis 12, I think read 1 through 3. That's where Isaac got this from. Verse 30. And it came to pass as soon as Isaac had made an end of blessing Jacob, and Jacob was yet scarce gone out from the presence of Isaac his father, that Esau his brother came in from his hunting. And he also had made savory meat, deer meat, and brought it unto his father, and said unto his father, let my father arise and eat of his son's venison, deer meat, that my soul may bless thee. And Isaac his father said unto him, who are you? And he said, I am thy son, thy firstborn. Now, not only is he full, but he's a little drunk. And Isaac trembled very exceedingly and said, who? Where is he that had taken venison? He knew that shit wasn't venison, and brought it to me. And I have eaten of all before thou camest, and have blessed him. Yea, and he shall be blessed. And when Esau heard the words of his father, he cried with a great and exceeding bitter cry, and said unto his father, bless me, even me also, my father. And he said, thy brother came with subtlety, and have taken away thy blessing. Now this is the evil of Jacob, right here. not based on no commandment. The only commandment he broke was listening to the voice of a woman. The same commandment Adam broke. Verse 36, and he said, is not he rightly named Jacob? For he has supplanted me these 2 times. He take away my birthright. Oh, so he is admitting about the birthright. And behold, now he taketh away my blessing. What y'all did in the book of Jasher that I read, that was the blessing. That was the blessing. The birthright and the blessing were one and the same, man. Hell, what the hell else did you expect them to give you? Shit. And behold, now he have taken away my blessing. And he said, hast thou not reserved a blessing for me? Well, you should have thought about that before you sold your birthright, which was your blessing, to Jacob. Should have thought about that then. But for those of you who don't know, if you go back and read the book of Jasher, where I got that from, about that deal that they made, what was it, those garments that Esau had that caused him to not even care about his birthright or his blessing? He killed Nimrod and took the garments off of Nimrod. What garments? The same garments that the Most High made for Adam and Eve on the Day of Atonement, which is the end of this month that I'm making this video. That's when that took place. And those garments were passed down through the righteous lineage, got into Noah's hands, and then when Noah came out of the ark, he gave them to his son Ham, which eventually ended up in his son's hands, Cush, that gave him to Nimrod. And when Nimrod put those garments on, that's how he became powerful and mighty in the earth. See, they don't tell you, you don't get these details out of the book of Genesis. You got to go to the book of Jasher, man. Verse 37, and Isaac answered and said unto Esau, behold, I have made him thy Lord. And all his brethren have I given to him for servants. And with corn and wine have I sustained him. And what shall I do unto thee, my son? And Esau said unto his father, hast thou but one blessing, my father? Bless me, even me also, O my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept. And a woman was the cause of all this. Why am I not surprised? And Esau said unto his father, okay, I read that. And Isaac, verse 39, his father answered and said unto him, behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth. In other words, if there's going to come a point, you and your people are going to take over the whole earth. That's what we are now. Just look at who most of the damn kings and prime ministers and presidents and all these people are. Look like white people to me. Thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth and the dew of heaven from above. And by thy sword shalt thou live. These white people conquered all these lands by weaponry. Nobody else on this planet is a master at weaponry other than the white man. So Ringo, what the hell are you talking about? Do you even know? I'm going to tell you at the end of this what your motivation for doing this was. Because you've said it yourself. I'm just going to go line upon line and precept upon precept in these scriptures and agree with your motive for putting out this bullshit, because that's what it is. And by thy sword shalt thou live, and shalt serve thy brother, and it shall come to pass when thou shalt have the dominion that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck. That happened under Alexander the Greek. You can read about that in the first and second books of Maccabees, which are in the Apocrypha, which are not in the King James Bible that y'all are familiar with today. And Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. Well, shit, the one you got is better than the one that Jacob got. Up until this point, hell, you running the world right now into the fucking ground, but you running it, and you use the sword to do it. What the problem is, man? And Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. Esau said in his heart, the days of mourning for my father are at hand. Then will I slay my brother Jacob. Now, right here in Genesis, I'll give you the precept in verse 42 right here. You go in the book of Jasher, and so much more happened between here and the time Isaac died. Y'all really need to go read this in the book of Jasher, man. Genesis chapter 27. Between 41 and 42, a whole lot more happened. All right, 42. And these words of Esau, her elder son, were told to Rebekah. And she sent and called Jacob, her younger son, and said unto him, Behold, thy brother Esau, as touching thee, doth comfort himself, purposing to kill thee. Now therefore, my son, obey my voice. Here we go again. And arise, flee thou to Laban, my brother, to Haran. That's how Jacob ended up under Laban, trying to get Rachel, I believe it was. Yeah, that's where he got Leah and Rachel from. Verse 43. And if you go in the book of Jasher and read that account, you're going to see some stuff you never saw in Genesis. Verse 44. And tarry with him a few days until thy brother's fury turn away. So when he went to Laban, he ended up working for that dude 14 years. And Laban tried to get some more time out of him. And Jacob had to do some, go read it in Jasher, listening to the woman and not consulting with the father. Verse 44. And tarry with him a few days until thy brother's fury turn away, until thy brother's anger turn away from thee, and he forgot that which thou hast done to him. Then I will send and fetch thee from thence. Why should I be deprived also of you both in one day? Well, you wouldn't have had to worry about that if you'd have stayed in your woman's place and let things play out the way the Most High had already intended for them to play out. Then you wouldn't have to do stuff like this. So here's a lesson within a lesson to you women that are out of pocket nowadays. See what happens when you don't consult the man and you think you're so strong and independent, you can do everything by yourself. That's why y'all are in the situations you're in right now, historically. And now you got this grievous war between two nations of people. The Negroes predominantly and the Native Americans and the Hispanics against the so-called white man. And then you got him telling you that none of this is so. Verse 46, and Rebekah said to Isaac, I am worried of my life because of the daughters of Heth. No, you should be worried of the life of your two sons. To hell with the daughters of Heth. If Jacob take a wife of the daughters of Heth, such as these, which are of the daughters of the land, what good shall my life do me? You worrying about the wrong thing at the wrong time now. All right, let's switch gears now. Ringo, this is specifically for you for putting out this garbage you just put out. Let's start at Matthew 6:24. No man can serve two masters, for either he will hate the one and love the other, or else he will hold to the one and despise the other. Ye cannot serve a higher in the bag. And you have made it abundantly clear yourself, and everybody that's ever watched your videos are witnesses, you all about the bag. So how the hell you think you're going to be able to get in this arena and do the bag at the same time? No, man, it don't work that way. It don't work that way. So you've already clearly made your choice. Let's look at Micah chapter 3, verse 11. The heads thereof judge for reward, and the priests thereof teach for hire, and the prophets thereof divine for money. Yet will they lean upon a hire and say, it's not a hire among us. That's what you're doing. You're telling these people that you're a prophet, but you're doing it for money. So who's in the evil in this regard? Okay, you're not going to get around these scriptures. You're not. None evil can come upon us, because that's how you come off like the Most High is really gunning for you and on your behalf. Because this is the God you serve, the bag. Okay? You make this abundantly clear in all your videos. But you fucked up with these last two that you put out. Let's look at Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 23 through 24. Be not curious in unnecessary matters, for more things are showed unto thee than men understand. For many are deceived by their own vain opinion, and an evil suspicion hath overthrown their judgment. So you can't be the best at doing reaction videos better than everybody on YouTube and then want to step into this arena and charge people. You're in error big time. And you're not the best at doing reaction videos like you claim. You know why? Because especially as of late, every time you come on there, what are you doing? Y'all get my likes up, get my likes up. I'm gonna go take a break. Michonne Denise ain't doing that. Danica Marie ain't doing that. Chantel ain't doing that. Crimson Cure ain't doing that. And they're the same talking points as you. So you're not the best. These women are. Okay? I know this hurts. I know it does. It's a slap to the face, so to speak. An ego crusher. Because you out of order on this here, man. Big time. And the Most High is not at all pleased. Let's look at 2 Timothy chapter 2, verse 15. Study to show thyself approved unto hire, a workman that needed not to be ashamed by having videos like this pop up behind some junk that you did. Rightly dividing the word of truth. And you're going to have to use the other books to do it, whether you want to or not. So you need to determine right now, am I going to put all of my time and effort into pushing the gospel of the Most High, or am I going to stick to doing these reaction videos where I got to constantly beg these people to get the likes up and everything and doing commercials and all that while these women are far exceeding you? Which one you going to do, man? Let's look at 2 Timothy 4 and 5. But watch thou in all things, endure afflictions, do the work of an evangelist, make full proof of thy ministry. You're doing too much, man. You're doing too much. I made full proof of my ministry. YouTube is not where my ministry is. I'm on BitChute, where I can say what I want, and I do it exactly how I want to say it, and will continue to do so. But you're not going to see me put no dumb shit like this out. Ain't going to happen. Not on my watch. Last one. For there are many unruly and vain talkers and deceivers, especially they of the circumcision, especially among Israelites. And right now, you're in this category, whose mouths must be stopped, who subvert whole houses, teaching things which they ought not for the bag's sake. All right, so you need to, this being a month of atonement, before this month ends, you need to repent and take that shit down off of your channel and come forth and say that you did that because of the bag, because you're concerned about getting the bag. See, that's the downside to polygamy. Yeah, you teach that too. Everybody knows that. You can't afford it. That's why you're out here to get the bag. That's why polygamy is not a good idea right now. A black man in this country ain't got no business trying to practice polygamy. What y'all need to be doing is get ready for the hell that Esau get ready to bring to your ass. That's the only thing y'all need to be preparing for. Because when they shut this goddamn economy down and these lights go out in some of these cities and everything, you don't have to believe a word I say, but you're going to believe it when the bullets start zipping past your ass. You're going to believe that. When the niggas that are around you start trying to get your ass, you'll believe that. I guarantee you, you'll believe it. And when you get ran out into some woods or the forest, do you even know how to survive out there indefinitely? See, that's what I teach over here. They get real teaching over here. All right? So you got to the end of this month. It's up to you what you gonna do. But the Most High ain't gonna let this go. So you better fix it.
Shalom, shalom, everybody. Miller beyond the art of the inner circle, and I approve this lesson and all the work that this brother does. Shalom.